Hey, hello everybody. Welcome again to another one of our shows, to the Connecticut VFW. I believe today is December 9th, right, 2025. And we have, with Zoom, is my co-host, if he wants to introduce himself.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Dominic Giuliano, State Adjutant Quartermaster at VFW, Department of Connecticut.
Thank you, Dominic. Also, will be sitting down with me, he got caught in traffic, Felix Santana. He'll be here in a couple minutes. And we're going to start it off with Brian Standish from Post 12150, New Haven. Commander Standish, right, his post reached 109% membership. And he's going to tell us his secrets and how he got there so other people could, on the post, can try to replicate that. Okay, Brian, it's all yours. Thank you, sir.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for having me on. I really appreciate the awesome, warm introduction. Yes, I am the commander of 12150 in New Haven. So I did write down some stuff. If I start to go a little bit too long-winded or anybody else wants to jump in with, please do. But definitely no secrets here. Really, if I'm being real honest, I've just tried to emulate the great leaders that I've had around me coming up, whether it be in the military, civilian world, or right here inside this organization. Teamwork makes the dream work and all that good stuff. So the first thing that I wrote down was, facts tell, stories sell. I know sometimes when we're talking to people, we're trying to give them a lot of facts, what the VFW does for veterans and how long it's been around and some of the notable members. But I found that a lot of times those things, while can help to move the conversation a little bit, they're not as pivotal as telling them a good story about maybe how you got involved or why you stayed involved, or maybe draw on some sort of emotional connection. Maybe like your grandfather was involved in the VFW and now you can be involved too, something along those lines. So facts tell, stories sell is kind of one of the biggest pillars I try to keep in mind when I'm talking to anyone about anything ever. It seems like, especially the older I'm getting. And can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you great. Thank you.
Awesome. Great. Just want to make sure. The other thing, too, that I wrote down was recruit through people. I think sometimes we're always trying to go out and, quote unquote, get somebody. Sometimes the best way of recruiting more members to your post is just to talk to the people you already have in your post and see who they know, because every veteran knows other veterans. We've actually had this happen a couple times just in the past couple months. We had one guy, our junior vice, Tom DaCosta, come on. He brought along two other guys, Sean and Timmy, with him. So that was a massive, influx of people very quickly in the course of a month or two into the organization. So a lot of times it's just if you get kind of that one mover and shaker involved, and they can bring some people, and it's not so much something that the current members have to deal with as much as we bring those new people in and recruit through those already existing new members to get more people in, like Tom just did. One thing that we just did, I know that helped out a lot, was I talked to Charlie Pickett, our current state commander. I know all you guys know him. And we had some people, as every post has, if we're being honest, they fall off for whatever reason. I had a good buddy of mine, actually, I went to college with him at SCSU, and we were in the same fraternity together. I think I got back from Iraq right as he was getting ready to leave for Horn of Africa. So kind of our military careers were intertwined in a weird kind of way. But, him and a few others had just fallen off. They got married, they had kids, all those types of things that happen throughout life. And said, hey, let's go get Steve back on board. So we did, and several other people. So a lot of times posts have people right there that, if we're being honest, sometimes you just forget about. They kind of fall off for whatever reason. They move, they come back, start new jobs, whatever, change their email address, change their phone number. actually one of my very good friends, she's a battle buddy of mine. She's part of a charter member of our post in New Haven, and was reaching out to her, and finally through someone else I was talking to during our fundraiser this year, realized she had changed her number, and I didn't get the memo. So sometimes it's just as simple as updating your information to figure out who's still kicking around and getting those people back into the fold. I had another quick story here. I was actually at another organization's event a few months ago. I guess it was summertime, a little more than a few months ago now, and was talking to this gentleman, and he's a veteran eligible for the VFW. And I said, hey man, there's not a VFW in this town. I was very, very, very clear that I do not poach. We don't like that, obviously. But I said, there's not a VFW in this town. And, if you're so inclined, we're right next door. And, it took a couple of attempts. Obviously, he's busy. He's a family man. He's got several kids. He's got a new business he just started. But after, a couple tries, got him to a meeting, and he just came on board a month or two ago. So a lot of times too, if you're going and getting involved in other organizations, even if you're just going to some of these events, whether they be a dinner, charity event, sometimes it's just a presentation for something. A lot of times you can rub elbows with like-minded people, and if they're not already involved in some capacity, you can bring them on board there. And if they already are involved too, another great thing to do is just to network. Network is your net worth, as they say. So a lot of times, you already find somebody who's involved, maybe you can get them back involved in the post that they were already involved in, and kind of build that camaraderie for the greater good right there like that. Fortunes in the follow-up. I hate to say it this way, but yeah, it really is true. It's recruiting is a process, not an event. I've heard that said multiple times now. I think when I first got involved in sales and team building and some of these types of things, you think that, you kind of call somebody one time. I call Dominic or Sheldon or whomever, I give them some fancy pitch and they go, wow, this is amazing. Let me jump on board right now. And that's almost never the way it works out. Almost never. And if you guys have a story that contradicts that, I'd love to hear it. In my experience, that's not the way it is. It's typically a process. You meet that individual, get their information, and you reach out a couple times. Maybe invite them to something that is not your traditional, meeting. Some people may or may not want to get involved in that capacity right off the rip. So maybe you get them to a social event, get them to the holiday party, you get them to our posts, along with the American Legion in New Haven. We just had a boat trip during the summer, so you can get people those types of more, less professional things, maybe more social things, and allow people who are more inclined to get involved in that capacity, or at least go kind of learn about it through that prism without feeling like they have to get involved in an actual meeting. If I'm being honest, a lot of folks don't want to take on an additional role right off the rip, especially. So getting people to a social event helps out.
Hey, Brian, you had a good point. So a small portion of our membership, post-membership, actually shows up at the meeting, and even less get involved, right? But if you have an event going on, a Christmas dinner, any kind of function, reach out to the members that aren't showing up. Okay, just like Brian mentioned, send them a letter, postcard, give them a phone call, tell them, please come to this, we're having this event, invite them, and that's the way to bring them back in. Commander Borshevitz, he'll go knocking on people's door that he hasn't seen in months and years, knocks on their doors and says, first thing he'll say is, how are you, how you been, and talk to them. Then he'll bring them in and get them back into the fold. Because that's all they're looking for. A lot of these people are just looking for an invitation to come back and to join the VFW or to start up again. It's a great way also of getting them to pay their dues. Because a lot of them, even in my district, we have members, some posts who have like 50, 60 members still to go. And a lot of that is just people who have to pay their dues and catch up on their dues. Don't wait till the end of the year to do that. You can start now, because wait until the last minute, it's really hard. I'm sorry, Brian, go ahead.
Oh no, I appreciate the interjection there. No, it's spot on, and you know that's another great point too. Is you go and find the people like Stanley. I mean, Stanley's an absolute legend for a lot of things, but not least of which is recruiting. I mean, the numbers that guy has amassed. You know, it'd take me several lifetimes, I think, at this rate to be with them. But yeah, you go find those people who are especially good at the recruiting side. And I think, you know, that point's not lost on me either, Sheldon. Sometimes it's just a matter of reaching out because maybe someone, you know, it's been a while. They're maybe a little embarrassed. Maybe, you know, they feel kind of a way that they kind of let people down, or maybe, you know, they're not really sure where the organization is anymore, so to speak, you know. So they kind of need that gentle encouragement to come back and take a look. I was actually just texting out one of my guys. He went down to Florida. I said, I'm not sure when I'm coming back. He's visiting family. I said, hey, well, we're here when you're ready, man. So he was on my list, and reached out to him a couple days ago. He said, yeah, I'm actually back in Connecticut, man. I'll see you at the meeting and the holiday party. I said, that's wonderful. Because sometimes if you don't have that, I hate to say, checklist of people or that kind of roster of people to go off of, you know, people can kind of get lost and life gets in the way. And I mean, there's people that, you know, they've been involved in some way, shape, or form for a long time. They'll still text me, hey, what time's the meeting? The meeting's been the same time, I think since the very beginning, 10 years now. But people get, you know, they have families, they have lives, they have jobs. So some gentle encouragement and a gentle reminder too. And sometimes multiple ways. So, you know, send out an email, send out a text, give them a phone call. If my counterpart on the American Legion side in New Haven, Marco Senko, is really good at the Facebook stuff. I'm not. He's really good at posting stuff on Facebook, since a lot of folks are on there. They'll see it there, where maybe they're not as quick to look at the email, or, you know, they're behind their text messages or whatever. So sometimes being ignored is not necessarily something personal. It's just kind of a byproduct of the lives everyone's living. So those would be a couple of things that I wanted to throw out there. Through other organizations, and just the follow-up. The follow-up, honestly, I think is the biggest thing. I do business development full-time in the energy space, and a lot of times it is just keeping people aware of what's going on, so that way when they are ready themselves. You know, had another person just recently, and he's like, hey, I'm ready to get back involved. Awesome, you know, and at what level? Sometimes it's just a matter of meeting people where they are. There's a lot of folks who want to be involved, but they don't want to be pushed into doing something they don't want to do. So that maybe they don't want to take on a position at all, or they don't want to take on some of the positions that have more work attached to them, if I'm being honest. And you got to meet people where they are there and respect that. I know that there's people who I will only see them at the more social events, we'll say. And you know what? You love them where they are, and you appreciate them coming out. And now it's kind of cool because some of those guys and gals are coming around a little bit more, and some of them are over time becoming open to the idea of, you know, something resembling a leadership position. And you just gotta love people where they are and meet them where they're at.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Did you have any? Oh, so my co-host over here today, Felix Santana III. Yes. He's also recruitment. So I don't know if you have any questions or you're good.
Well, I agree with everything that Brian said was very good, and you know that's kind of like you know my thing is the recruitment and development, and if I could share something recruiting thing from today, this morning I went to a coffee house in Waterford, Philomena's, and I had on I wore my VFW cap. The national deputy, deputy. I'm drawing a blank right now. Deputy chief of staff.
Okay.
All right, and I had it on, and it was a crowded house, and there was a member there. He was a VFW member, and he asked me what post I belonged to, and I told him New London, and he said that he was a member of Maine. And his post had closed down, and now he was at large, but he lived in this area. And I said, well, there's plenty of posts, you know, if you look around and see. And I've actually invited him to our meeting tomorrow, you know, so he can come check it out and see the different ones. I told him that there's you know, we have 80 posts and they're all run differently. You know, you can take and pick and choose, you know, to see the differences. You know, that's the good thing about it. You're a life member and you can go anywhere you want. So, you know, what I think was today was I decided to put on the hat to go to the meeting, and I think that a lot of the people that were there at the breakfast, they saw the pride that I took in it, and it kind of stuck out a little bit with them, and they were curious to know what posts I was representing, and so I think that's another recruiting thing that we could do is when you're out there out and about, it doesn't have to be the VFW cap, it could be your shirt for your post, or your you know, the t-shirts or jackets or anything like that. I see a lot of posts do different things. They do the polo shirts and stuff like that. I think when people out there see that, they're curious to, if you're taking enough pride to show that you're proud of some place, they're curious about it. They want to know. So
Yeah, no.
I'll tell you, Phil. Go ahead.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, thank you. And Brian, what did you want to say? Sorry, Dominic, did you have any questions? Oh, you're good?
No, New Haven does a great job all around, you know, and you really should take some pointers from New Haven. And also keep in mind, too, we have our state service officers out of that post as well, you know, and she's doing a remarkable job helping veterans on a grander scale, you know, up in, you know, at Newington, you know, so, you know, we're always at the state level looking to fill positions, you know, throughout the department. And, you know, I wanted to say that Mary Muslin is excellent, and she's doing very well from the New Haven Post as our state service officer.
Great.
Well, I'll tell you too, Dominic, if I can, you just jog my memory on something. You know, it's kind of like the old, you know, President Kennedy quote about, you know, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Kind of the same thing with the Post. You know, is that some folks, you know, are actually helping this individual move this weekend. Actually, again, we're doing another winter move, but it's a pretty relatively straightforward one. But you know, if you help enough people out get what they want, they're going to help you get what you want. I know that's kind of a cliche, kind of a salesy thing, but there's a lot of truth to it. Where, you know, like this individual, they were telling me, hey, you know, I've got a friend and they're involved in the Coast Guard and this and that. And I said, okay, well, hey, you know, I kept joking with them, like, well, produce a body. I want a body. I mean, people tell me stuff all day long. I want to see a body. So finally one day in walked Richard, who's actually on the American Legion side in New Haven, but awesome guy. So Sam Houston, shout out to her, because she's like, hey, you know what? I have some. I said, well, before I'm done at the helm of the ship here, I want to have some coasties and maybe even a Guardian from the Space Force. That might be a little bit too much of a reach, but I want at least one of the two. So a lot of times it's helping people get what it is that they want, whether it be, you know, they need some help moving, or they need whatever it is they need. If you can help them get to where they have to get to, eventually it will come back around to you, and more importantly, to the Post.
Great. Hey, Brian, thank you so much for coming on. You are welcome to stay on Zoom to listen on, but I think you're working, right? And so I appreciate you taking the time to come on and tell us, gave us a lot of good information.
I am working. I've got to go back to the sales role, but I really appreciate what you guys are doing. Thanks so much for having me on, and hopefully we can do this again sometime soon.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Guys, thank you. God bless. You too.
Thank you, sir. All right. We're going to be going on break in about 5 minutes, I think. But before we do that, we're going to go talk to our favorite Marine, Manny Rodriguez. And Manny.
Yes.
How are you?
Good. Thank you, Sheldon.
And you're from the Coventry Post, right? What was that? 10589.
That's correct.
Perfect. So I'm gonna so Manny is the chairman for Boy Scouts Scouting, and he's gonna talk to us about scouting. So Manny, I'm gonna interrupt you in about 4 or 5 minutes because we have to go on break. But why don't you go ahead and go on? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sheldon. Scouting is one of the best organizations for boys that has ever been created. And it started back in England when Robert Baden-Powell, a 3-star general, created scouting in 1907. And how it came to the United States is really amazing. Not enough history is given to the Scouts, I feel, and more should be given. Very few know about how it came to from England to the United States. They don't know about why they shake left-handed. They don't know many things about scouting. So I encourage all the Scout leaders and Scout masters to teach Scout history. Now, the way it came here to the United States is William D. Boyce, B-O-Y-C-E, a Chicago publisher. He got caught, he was in London, and got caught in a London fog. You know how thick those can be. Well, he couldn't find the office, the building he was supposed to be at. So he saw this young lad coming by, and he says, stopped him. He says, hey, listen, I'm lost. How do I get to this location? The young scout gave him the directions, but then he said, I'll take you to make sure you do find it. So after they got there, Mr. Boyce reached into his pocket to give the boy a tip. The boy said, I cannot accept that. It would negate my good deed for the day. That inspired William Boyce so much that when he got back to the States, he got together with Daniel Carter Beard, Ernest Thompson Seton, and James E. West, and they all created Boy Scouts of America. And in 1910 is the official date for the starting of the Scouts in America. And it's also February 8th, 1910 is also Scout Sunday. And again, the Scouts all have to go to church on that day. But I tell them, don't just go to church. Get with the pastor, get with the priest, get with the rabbi, and say, next week is going to be Scout Sunday. We want to be part of the service. What can we do to help you? Hand out pamphlets, light the candles, clean up the place afterwards, but do something so the other people at church service can see the Scouts in action and say, man, I got to put my young man in that Scout. They do great things here. So I just want to bring up the importance of scouting. And here next year, which starts in March, that's when the Eagle Scouts have to be submitted to the post. And then from the post, they have to be submitted to the district, and from the district by April to the department, and the department has to have them in May to national for
Manny, is that for scouting of the year? Is that what you?
Yes.
Scouting of the
Yes.
year, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'd like to talk about also the story of the good turn. The good turn is what that young fellow did. And like I said, the William Boyce was so impressed by the young fella not taking a tip because it would negate his good deed, that he himself went to see General Robert Baden-Powell. And after he got through talking with him, he came to the States, back to the States, started scouting.
Great. So, Manny, actually, I think we're going on break right now.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so Manny, hold that thought. We're going on break. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This holiday season, Better Business Bureau serving Connecticut
Talking
is
that traffic, huh?
unraveling
There's like one
warning.
lane now over
Scammers
there.
Something
are
on the
working
bristle.
overtime. Be on alert for fake package delivery texts, look-alike online stores, and social media shopping ads that disappear after you pay. Watch out for holiday-themed phishing emails, charity scams, tugging on heartstrings, and gift card tricks where your money vanishes in seconds. Don't fall for too good to be true travel deals, puppy scams, and free trial offers that lock you into surprise charges. And be cautious when buying secondhand on marketplace sites. Too many shoppers never receive what they paid for. Protect yourself by shopping with trusted retailers, donating through verified charities, and avoiding links from unknown emails or texts. Always pay with a credit card, never a gift card or wire transfer, and research companies at bbb.org before you buy. Stay smart, shop safe, and keep the holidays scam-free. To see the full list of the 12 scams of holidays, visit bbb.org/holiday.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're going to go back to my favorite Marine, Manny Rodriguez. And Manny, so question for you, Manny.
Yes.
If a post wanted to nominate somebody for Scout of the Year, what's the process?
They fill out the form that the National sends out
Okay.
for Eagle Scout of the Year, and he competes against others who might be in the same post. If the post has only one, then he sends it over to the district in case the district has a bunch of them to compete with. Then when they get done, they send them to me, and then I in turn get some of my members of my post together, and we go through them and pick out the top 3. When we finish that, we send them to Dominic, who in turn will send the number 1 pick to National and that's it.
Great. And can they give you a call if they have any questions or they need to reach you?
Yes.
Great. So, and Manny is in the book, the 3rd district, so you can reach out to him. Also, dealing with the scouts and picking a scout and nominating a scout for Scout of the Year. Again, that's something that you guys could do to bring attention to yourselves as a recruiting tool, okay? And that's something you will want to let your local newspaper know about, take pictures, and just build that up, okay? So that's another tool for everybody to try to get members to join, to let the public, the community know that there is a VFW in the community, okay, by choosing somebody like that. I don't know, Manny, if you have any stories about that, or if you agree with me, and talk a little bit about the recruiting part of Boy Scouts and nominating somebody.
I truly agree with you, Sheldon. And I'd like to say a few words about the girls, if you don't mind, since
No, please do.
the VFW supports the Girl Scouts as well as the boys.
Okay.
The Girl Scouts were started in 1912 by Julia Gordon Lowe. She started the first Girls Guide. Later, she changed the name to Girl Scouts in 1912. She started out with 12 girls, and 89 years later, there were 3.7 million Girl Scouts. It's Julia Gordon Lowe was a great person, and she did a lot for the girls.
So that's a good point, Manny. So we can nominate somebody for the Boy Scouts for Scout of the Year. Can we do the same for the Girl Scouts, or do we have?
Yes, because the National does recognize them. I mean, they even have the Gold Award for the girls, where they have the Eagle Scout Award for the boys.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we do recognize them here at the VFW level.
Yes.
So, that's good to know. Okay.
Yeah.
And Dominic,
Yes, sir.
do you have anything for Manny?
No, man. Listen, Manny runs the program. for the Department of Connecticut flawlessly. If you have any submissions or anything like that from all the troops, Troop A, Troop, any of the Boy Scout troops out there, please get them to Manny so this way we could figure out which one's going to be the winner this year. And I haven't seen any submissions yet, but I anticipate I will see some by the end of the month. So they're due. Let's put it like this: they're due to Manny by this month. And so this way he could go ahead and we could get these sorted out, figure out who the winners are. Ultimately, though, I mean, we do have some every year, and and I am eager to see who wins this year.
Okay, sounds good. And Manny, you mind if I yell out your phone number?
Yes.
860-338-4577.
4877.
Oh, 4877. 860-338-4877?
Yes.
Okay, I'm looking at a bad number here in the book. All right, and again, thank you, Manny. If you have anything, do you have anything else you wanted to say?
I'd just like to say that the Scouts shake hands with their left hand. And what the meaning of that is, it's a true sign of friendship and trust in two warriors. And General Baden-Powell started that. When he was fighting in Africa, he would see these warriors cross paths, and they would put the shields down, maintain their spear in their right hand. And they would shake hands with the left hand, making themselves vulnerable for that spear, but luckily, they were showing friendship and trust in each other.
Oh, that's good to point that out. Thank you so much. Manny, you're welcome to stay on if you want. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're always welcome to come back on the show. So thank you again.
Thank you so much for the invitation, Sheldon.
You're welcome.
Dominic, good to see you.
And again,
Likewise, sir.
Hoorah!
Hoorah.
Hoorah.
And Randy is from Post
think my camera's too
10589, Coventry. So again, thank you. I'm sorry, and I'm going to let Felix, did you have anything to put out or talk about? Did you want to say anything else about recruiting?
No, well, as far as like this weekend, I was with Sherry Wozniak, and
Okay.
we did a recruiting over at the Joint Force Headquarters Christmas party, and I want to say that that's a National Guard unit. They were having their Christmas party, and it's kind of a little challenging when you're trying to recruit at the National Guard. So it was an experience. I did also the yellow ribbon ceremony. Since the last time I was on this show, I've done a couple recruiting events, and it is a little challenging. But I've been taking my notes and adjusting and coming up with an idea that I'm gonna talk over with Stan and Bob Bailey and Charlie, and I got an idea to come up with something, and I think that there is ways that we could approach units that are active and still pick up members.
That's really great, and that's another. I'm glad you did that. So that's a good point. Everybody should know that people are listening to your ideas. Okay, with the VFW, people are listening. Charlie Pickett is listening. Commander Pickett, Commander Boris Shevitz. Everybody's listening to it. You have ideas, give them a call. Give Dominic a call. All right, we're always looking for new ideas. If you have something really good that you're doing at your post, and you want to share, you have good experience, and you're bringing in people, give me a call. We'll get you on the show so you can share that with other posts. All right, so that will be really helpful. And I know Dominic, you wanted to put some stuff out, and I asked you if you could talk about the new charity box you have on the dashboard.
All right, absolutely, and thank you, Sheldon. Sorry I couldn't be in studio today. Yeah. I miss you all, especially you, Felix. All right, so, all right, going forward. All right, the first things first, okay? Let's talk about the Department of Consumer Protection. It's the public charity license, which is not for not financial responsible for. The reason why we are doing this, it's another level of protection for you. Now, here's the deal. Now, once you get that license, and it's for posts that make less than $50,000 worth of like donations per year, you only have to do it one time. That's it. So once it's done, you send a copy of the certificate to headquarters. I will file it for you up appropriately in your file up here. And because there's a lot of moving parts at posts, a lot of people come and go. A lot of people, the current commander or the quartermaster might not be the current quartermaster here 10 years from now. But we'll have it on file, and you only have to do it one time. It's good forever. Okay. So I put out to the district commanders instructions how to do it. I'm hoping that the district commanders can disseminate this and ensure this gets done. I'm looking at a deadline by March 31st of 2026. That's what I told the state commander when we will be able to get that done. Okay?
Hey,
it'll take you all but 5 minutes. Now, just to give you a heads up, what I did, I sent out the tax exemption with a group tax exemption to district commanders. If your EIN number is in that umbrella, okay, go ahead and submit that to the state along with your last 990. So this way the state will accept that, all right? If you have lost your tax exemption and you're working on it as of right now, you are not eligible to be able to get this certificate, and you would have to be able to get it when you're reinstated. Okay, so so don't try to do it if you've been revoked. We'll do it after the fact, so this way we'll do what we need to do to get you guys across the board here. All right. That is the nutshell for that license for the Department of Consumer Protection. Okay.
Hey, Dominic.
Any questions, Sheldon?
Yeah, Dominic, District 6 Commander missed your email on that that charity thing. Can you send that back out so I can send it to all my posts? I appreciate that.
Absolutely. This way, it has step-by-step instructions.
Okay.
How to do it. What you would have to do is go on e-license and if you are having you just can't get it, just call me. I'll get you through. Please take a stab at it first before you call me. All right. If it comes down to it and you're just can't get it, and it is really giving you a lot of problems, call the office. I'll be there to help you. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Next thing, we have Voice Democracy Patriots Penn event coming up. That is January 11th, 2026. We changed the venue from the Sheraton to the AquaTurf. Each ticket is $45, and we decided that this was going to be the better move of the two. All right. The testimonial was a smash hit. And ultimately, what ended up happening was, a lot of people liked the AquaTurf, and so we followed suit. Okay, with that. All right. I did something that's in a process right now. We're thinking about doing an event up at Rocky Hill when the weather gets warmer. Commander Pickett wants to do like a barbecue and stuff like that for the people just come on up, have a good time and stuff like that. This way we can bring people together to ensure that we are seeing each other's faces and chopping it up with a lot of camaraderie. All right, so that's something that's in the works right now. Okay, another thing that I'm getting beat inside the head about is the bylaws. If you still have bylaws that are still pending on the dashboard and you haven't got an email from me with the bylaws already written for you, please reach out to me, because I have a deadline next year. Actually, it's within the next 90 days to get these bylaws up to headquarters. I got to comb through them and get them to national for final approval. All right. There's still a number of them out there like this. A lot of those bylaws that were still pending on the post level, I wrote those for you when I had no action on the post end. Okay. I couldn't make it any more easier for somebody. All right. So I went ahead and wrote the bylaws. If you don't have that email, let me know. I'll take care of it. I'll get it back down to you. This way we get them signed like this, adopted, put in the minutes that they were adopted, and then get them to me so I could I already wrote them, so I know I know they're going to be good, so I can get them approved for you within 7 to 10 business days. Let's see, what else? Let me see. We had a top 5 meeting last Saturday. A lot of good ideas came up with the top 5 officers. That was Charlie Pickett. That was John Kennedy, Steve Evangelista, and myself. It was a very successful meeting. It was a duration of 4 hours of sharing ideas of what we're doing good, what we need to improve on. The emails that where people are when the posts, get to the point where they hit 101%, you're going to start seeing those again. Okay, a lot of people read those emails. People get motivated by seeing success and positivity. All right, so you'll start seeing those emails again. I just want to let everybody know the department is going to be inspected in April. If I need some documentation from you or something like that that's not in your file because they're going to, National is going to go, looking through that stuff. I need it. I'm not going to really start getting into it, the inspection until after the VOD Patriots Pen dinner. Okay. As soon as the Patriots Pen VOD dinner is done with, I'm going to be all about getting the department ready for this inspection. And this way we will pass with flying colors. I want the inspectors to come in. Then I want the inspectors to look at the stuff that they want to look at, see what they need to see. And I want the inspectors to do their debrief and fly back to wherever they came from. In that order. Okay. We got a lot of moving parts. I mean, right now it's the holiday season. I mean, ultimately everybody is, going in different directions and stuff. So we want to ensure that we're also getting things done. All right. Also, I looked on the dashboard before I jumped on here. There's still a lot of posts out there. They're OMI trust fee reports from September 30th. So I want to employ the district commanders to take a look at that and help me get these things up to headquarters. If the post said that they had it up there and they sent it up, please just drop me a line. Remember we take it off. We take it from the POS system, we look at it, we validate it, then we put it on the dashboard as complete, then we file it. Sometimes we miss things, but if you sent it up and you're adamant that you set it up, call me. Don't yell at me because, I am a human and stuff like that. So I know there's some people call me up and I have to take the phone and put it right down here, and stuff like that, right? So ultimately, so you were talking about membership, all right? The department's tracking. Every post is consistent. The other day we're almost at 86% total for the department. Each post, if you look at the dashboard, we see a lot more green than we saw last year. Green is good. Red is bad. Okay, so I would highly recommend that commanders of the post districts, everybody, even quartermasters, get on the dashboard for the national dashboard. Look where your post stands. Some of you guys still need to make donations to the VMS. Some of you guys still order poppies. And one thing that I'm going to beat the drum on is we're still really lagging behind on the community service entries. Okay, if like I said, I will help you. I just need to know what I need to help you do. That's what it comes down to, stuff like that. I kind of already know, but I'm just waiting on the phone call. All right, don't sit there and suffer in silence. Don't sit there and start clicking away and round in circles. I will help you get through whatever you need to get through. Myself, Bella can help you, and whatnot. All right, so anyone, look to the left, look to the right. You got a support system. We're all in this together. All right. Speaking about, I want to talk about Newington. I did punch on Newington for a little bit. The Newington office is open for business. All right. So when the government shutdown ended, they went back up and started manning up the office again. There is a rotating schedule up there. Okay. There is coverage 5 days a week at the Newington office. All right. You may not get Mary or Linda on the same day. Right now the department moved to a 4-day work week. Okay, 4 10-hour days. All right, so basically up at headquarters, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're there, and then Bella and myself are not up at headquarters, but I'm on my phone on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. My cell phone It's usually within arm's reach, okay, and stuff like that. So if you guys need something between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you don't catch me up at headquarters, I'm on my phone, just give me a call. That's about it. There's my brief. So sorry, like I said, Sheldon, Felix, I'm sorry I couldn't make it to the studio today. Next go around I will be there, guaranteed.
Thank you, Dominic. Hey, so you're having a quartermaster training this Wednesday. So by the time
Yes.
this gets out, the training's already done because this is going to be out by I think Thursday or by this weekend. But for further training sessions, you just want to talk about the training that you guys have and how important it is to be on, because people will call you up and say they need help, but they won't go on to this training.
Yeah, I tried to make it as convenient as possible because the last show that we were on, if you remember, Sheldon, I did say that we were going to start doing the trainings, and I was going to wait till after the holidays. But I went home that night, and I really thought I was like, well, you know what? Why wait till after the holidays when we got time? We could squeeze in to start doing some trainings. Okay, this is going to be something we're going to be doing every other week from now until we are proficient. And even then, we're going to still keep progressively doing training. Now, it's important. Look, it's important as a quartermaster to go to those trainings. I'm not going to sit here and ramble about stuff that is not pertinent to the job. Like this week, which is tomorrow, we're going over taxes. Okay, which is a major part of a quartermaster's job. Week before, 2 weeks ago, we were on and talking about program reporting, and I was working showing how to work the dashboard, the day in the life of a quartermaster, what to look for in the system, how to track, unpaid members, and everybody got something out of it. And I just want to make sure that the hour that we're on there for, it's imperative that that you get the training, and you might not know it, but at the end of the day, if you see it, I might have introduced you to something, and I might have you spark something in your head. It's like, hey, maybe I should try that, and then obviously back it up with follow-up training, So like I said, tomorrow is all about taxes. And I'm gonna leave it as taxes. We're gonna go over everything with taxes, and we're gonna squeeze it in on an hour, okay, and stuff like that. So if we have time, I would like to talk about the how to get your taxes back. Get your tax exemption reinstated, but that's if we have time. So and whatnot. But like every time we're gonna do this training. Every time we conduct training, it's going to be on a specific subject that is pertinent to the quartermaster. And after the first of the year, we're going to start also doing adjutant training, because a lot of times I find out that the adjutants is not just about taking minutes at a meeting. You're the corresponding officer of the post, and I think there's a disconnect somewhere along there, because some of the information that's being put out to the department is not making it down to the deck plates and stuff like that, so everybody knows the same information through unilateral communication. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing quartermaster and adjutant. So it'll be quartermaster 1 week, adjutant, and quartermaster and adjutant. I'm gonna stagger like that. And then Charlie was talking about possibly doing commander training, because I know something that was brought up last time too, training new commanders and stuff like that, what the expectations are, what's the day in the life of a commander, what you need to be responsible of, 218 of the bylaws. It goes beyond section 218 of the bylaws as a commander. All right, so, but that, at least get you on a battle rhythm and kind of give you a heads up what's, what's expected.
Thanks, Dominic. So just to take a step back about quarterly audits. For instance, I have a post, which I'm not going to name. They don't return phone calls, and they owe you quarterly audits for going back.
Yep.
What advice do you have to give? Because I know I'm not the only district commander who has that problem of people not calling you back. And they just make things more difficult. So what do you suggest?
Well, I will say this. I'll say this. I got a hold of them, and we're meeting next week.
Oh.
So if you're a district commander and you're having an issue with a post, and not calling you back and stuff like that, please call headquarters and we'll get it straightened out.
Okay, thank you. And one last thing, council meeting coming up,
Yeah, the 27th.
the 27th.
It's in Stratford.
In Stratford. Okay, that's good. On the 27th at 10 a.m. And
That's correct.
Felix, you wanted to say anything before we end it? We got a couple minutes left.
I don't have anything.
Okay,
no.
so before we go, I just wanted to thank everybody. This is, I think, our 9th show, and everybody who's contribute. And I wanted to see if everybody's all wired up. So I wanted to invite them over here to come up here and say hello. But I think everybody's all wired up anyway. But I wanted to just thank Bob Hansen from 9918. Appreciate it. Thank you. Carl Jens, thank you so much. Oh, what post were you from?
3336.
3336, that's right, East Haddam. So thank you. East Haddam has been a big help with the show with Forrest Anderson. He's over there, Commander Anderson. He's doing the control room, and I have Jennifer Williams. So they've been a big help. So thank you. And of course, I want to thank our producer, Emily, and she's been running the show, and she's been pretty much doing it all by herself. So she's been great. So Emily, thank you so much for everything that you're doing and working with us. And I really appreciate it. And I think we still got a few more minutes. And Dominic, was there anything else you wanted to put out? Can I put that on you that you wanted to share
I think
with
we
us?
covered I think we covered it all. I mean, I think as these shows come up, we reiterate some things, and we also have other things that happen between shows that we want to keep everybody informed with, and so this way we keep everybody knowing the same thing, and we do what we need to do. So ultimately we're doing good. Everything's really going to start up next month. With everything as far as everybody trying to get everybody across for All American and all state, get membership, hit the wickets that the VFW set forth by the VFW national. So come next month. I mean, people are going to start campaigning, and then ultimately there's a lot going to be. We're shifting gears next month, so be ready.
Yeah, I mean, the years just going by very quickly, and
Yes, it is.
and it's just crazy how fast. And like you said with the show, it's a great training vehicle. So you can please pass this around. I try to update my email list to a lot of commanders and senior vices, and you guys get this. Pass it on to the members in your post, and just keep on passing it around. We have a lot of training. I mean, look how even the scouting I learned today. A lot of things about scouting I didn't know. Okay, and Brian from New Haven, he touched on a lot of things for membership. And you got Felix who touched on a few things for membership. A lot of great ideas, and there's even more great ideas out there. So please reach out, and we'll get you on the show. So this is just another tool to get you guys to increase your membership to learn. I don't know if Felix, you want to say anything to that or add anything to that, or you're good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just saying that when I come back on again, the next time I come on again, I'll be have some more to speak on membership.
Oh, okay, that's great. And I'm sure everybody's going to enjoy your Christmas and have a really good Christmas. You're going to have a good Christmas?
Yes.
Coquito, right? You're going to
some
be drinking a lot of
coquito,
coquito?
yes.
My mother makes coquito. She used to make coquito. It's a drink. It's by Bacardi. It's like eggnog. It's like an eggnog, Puerto Rican style. Okay.
Coconut.
And my mother's from Mayagüez, and we had coquito. They had coquito when I was younger. Really good. It used to be handmade. Now you can go to the liquor store and get a bottle of coquito.
They sell it. Yeah, they sell it. Yeah.
And so we got it. So again, I wanted to thank everybody. I appreciate everybody coming on the show. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, Happy Hanukkah, wherever you do celebrate. I appreciate you all for watching. Please pass on the show. Please be safe, okay? And good night and good luck.